If you work out of emails, then you know the pain of waking up every single morning, opening your laptop and waiting for Outlook to update, and seeing the tens, if not hundreds of emails load into your inbox in its various folders, knowing fully well that most of them, if not 90% of them, are things that you can completely ignore, let alone have anything of value to do. And it has to be one of the biggest strains in businesses today. Workers, people, employees, organisations that live out of email know this pain. And if you work in sales, customer services, or business operations, you know this pain better than anyone. And somehow it's become completely normal to deal with these hundreds, if not tens of emails every single day and all the time. So by the end of this video, I want to talk you through three things. Firstly, I want to talk through the waste of time, the way we use emails today. It's the fact that organisations can't live without them, but for some reason we've never changed the way we operationally use them on a day-to-day basis. Secondly, I want to give you a gift. It's completely for free and it can be used for free forever. It's a tool that's been built on ChatGPT that anyone can use, no login, no sign in, no payment wall. And it will summarise all of your emails instantly. So if you do have one of those stupidly long email threads that you have to read through just to make sure you haven't missed anything, any actions to take away, any points you may have missed, it's all there for you. It'll summarise it and tell you exactly what you need to know without having to spend 10, 20 minutes reading through. Equally, if you had another long email from your company's Karen that seems to be about 10 to 11 paragraphs long, you can drop that email into it and it will summarise it for you eloquently and quickly and allow you to ask and answer any questions you want. It's built around taking PDFs from Outlook and making your life so much easier. Third, I want to talk through how we can use language models exactly like the tool built on ChatGPT to fit into our organisation and build processes that take all the pain out of email, out of managing via email, and most importantly, buy back tens of hours, if not weeks, every single year of yours and most importantly your employees' time to do things that actually move the needle and drive the... Now, I've spent pretty much the last decade, a little bit longer, working out of email. From my first job as a buyer all the way through my different operational, supply chain, sales support roles and everything in between. Email has always been the lifeblood and always the same thing starts every day. I open Outlook, I wait for it to update and I work through my emails. And that seems to be the case. And in 90% of B2B companies, email quite literally is the lifeblood. Is the central nervous system of which the organisation revolves around. Every decision seems to be made through email, or at least a meeting, an email and an email afterwards. Every interaction with a customer, every piece of data that needs to be moved from one place to another, every communication, every decision, every interaction, all through email, all requiring typing, all requiring taking information from somewhere else and answering a question within email and making sure everyone else reads it. But in my opinion, every moment you spend typing when you don't have to, answering a question that you shouldn't have to, or providing information from, and that time costs money. It also costs us in mental fatigue because, let's be honest, typing the same boring rubbish every single day when we know we could be contributing more, it's nothing short of painful and a little bit depressing. So here's the average professional in a knowledge-based role, in a role that means they manage data, they talk to someone else, they work with, receives on average 117 emails a day. The crazy thing of all is that only around 10 to 20% are at all relevant to them, and even less than that they need to action. Nonetheless, we still have to work through every single one. And just think about that time. Even if it takes you 30 seconds, 20 seconds to skim an email, you have to do that every single day across the inbox. I am going to tell you the time that takes, and the time that wastes, and the pain that it puts you through every single day. And what's staggering is that most professionals claim that they live their life in their outbox. Their whole working day is spent between emails and everything else. And on average, the average person, 2 to 5 hours a day actively in email. Not just dropping in and out, but that means typing, sending, receiving and reading, all in Outlook. Not doing anything else. Just using that. And now on to the second part of the video where I'm going to show you how to use this GPT. And it is bloody brilliant. It will save you time. It does exactly what a language model has been made to do, and that's to look through all the words, to read them, to understand them, and provide you with the context that you need without having to go through all the noise that a normal email thread would have. So let's jump into that, and I'll show you. Right, let's get into the meaty stuff then. Okay, so I have just opened the link up in an online browser. This link is to the GPT I was just telling you about. So first of all, I'm going to show you how easy it is to open up. This will be in the comments of the YouTube video, #1 pinned comment. So all you'll have to do, if you're on your phone, hold it, copy, paste, go on your favourite browser of choice. Or if you're on the computer, Control-C, Control-V it into a Google browser, whatever browser you use, just like I'm doing now, and it will open a GPT just like this. Now, I've built this, I've made it, so it's set up ready for you to go. It's amazing. So what this does, it already knows it's receiving a PDF from Outlook, which I'm going to show you how to get in just one moment, and it will help you summarize every email thread, big long thread. It'll take that. A big long email that you really don't want to have to read through, it will summarize all those points really quickly for you. What it does do is it allows you to get valuable insights out of ChatGPT without turning into a prompting professional. And if you know anything about AI, the problem is everyone has been given access to AI, but without the understanding of how to actually use it. You know, it's like having a carpenter's tools with no experience of being a carpenter or woodwork. You're never going to get the results someone with experience has got. So AI is only as good as the person using it and leveraging its ability. So this has all been set up, so it's just idiot-proof. You give it information and it goes. And if it doesn't know, it asks you. So we've got it open. Let's jump into email. So I'm going to open my Outlook ever so quickly. So we've all seen this, loads of emails, actually not so many for me, which is fantastic. But let's use this, right? It's a big email trail, okay? Super long email trail, all these different bits and bobs, different questions in there, that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is just do a print to PDF. Simple and easy. Now, I've already done it, so I'm just going to leave that there and jump straight back to the browser and drop and drag this straight back in. So here's the browser. Let me go to my folder. This example already here, drop and drag it, and in real time we're going to do this. It might take 10 seconds, we don't know, but it's quicker than reading 30 or 40 emails or going through that current email like we talked about earlier. So hit send, lovely jubbly, and we'll let ChatGPT do its thing. So it's thinking as it's updated us. Now it's stopped thinking, it's reading the PDF to basically create a mini quick little knowledge base within this GPT conversation of everything that's gone on. And here we go. Here is the summary. So it's telling me all the details. Participants are Joseph McQuaid, which is me. Back and forth on material availability. Quick check. Who are you in this email trail? So at the end of the day, it can't tell you if you have or have not got any actions, anything that you need to know in an email trail, unless it knows who it is. I've done this in the most simple way to illustrate to you how effective it is. So, I am Joseph. Perfect. And now it's going to tell me anything that I need to do from that email. We're in the hot seat. Fantastic. So, from the email trail we said, confirm, there we go. So, anything in that 30 long email trail that would have required me to have scrolled through will be given to me right here using this GPT, which I think is pretty epic. It's giving me all these information and details and a few other little bits and bobs. Let's ask a question. Are there any actions for anyone else? You know, we might want to know that. A few, but not yours. There we go. Procurement analyst. So there we go. I'm not going to get into details. That's how you use that GPT. Super quick, super simple. You can even click this little favourites button up here and favourite the tab to jump into any time you want. This is hosted by ChatGPT. It'll never cost any money to use. You just need a free ChatGPT account and it does it all for you. I would absolutely suggest trying this with long email threads or long emails. It will just break things down simple and easy for you every single time. I hope you find that useful. I know you will. I use it. It's fantastic. Anyway, the third bit of the video, and this is the perspective bit. This is the perspective shift bit, and the absolute opportunity that I believe exists right now in 2025. Not next year, not when somebody brings a tool out. We can build our own systems right now that leverages automation, language models such as ChatGPT and AI platforms, and all of the software you use in an organisation, from Excel to your ERP system to your CRM. All of these things has data. And I just want to think about how effective that GPT was at scanning through the document and extracting relevant information. Now imagine ensuring that all our data is plugged into an intelligent knowledge base just like that is connected to our email, that understands every email we receive, every email we send, and every email an organisation has within it, whether that's inbound or outbound. Now just think about being able to rationally understand every single email and connect that with the data that is needed. Not only are we collecting information, understanding exactly what customers are asking, understanding the volumes of emails we're sending, but we're also, all of a sudden, connecting it to the brain that we would typically answer those questions from, which will enable a system to do a lot of the things that we do now. Think about it. Who can type an email faster? You or ChatGPT? Who would you rather type an email? Well, let's be honest, there's no guessing. I'm sure you have seen the rubbishly awful, boring ChatGPT emails you've been sent to, or caught how many different co-workers talking about how they use ChatGPT to send emails. Because unfortunately, that seems to be the main use of it at the moment. But that is the bare minimum. That is the lowest possible value way of using them right now. But nonetheless, you've seen our work, you've seen how effective it is, and let's be honest, I would rather someone else do all the hard work in and the boring typing for me. And that's exactly what we can use these systems to do, but in a way whereby they do it perfectly, they do it like you, and they save you hours and hours and hours, quite literally every single day. So that's kind of the perspective shift I'm hoping to give you, is to understand that that opportunity exists right now. To take away from these hours a day, the 117 emails the average person receives a day. The removal of having to check through 80-90% emails which are absolutely not relevant to you, but every minute spent reading is a minute wasted. Every minute spent typing an email that you don't have to is a minute, 10 minutes wasted. Every time you look through all these various systems to access data that lives in Excel spreadsheets, that lives in systems, that lives in places whereby we can use these beautiful language models as part of a system built around our organisation to access that data, is time that's wasted. And wasted time is a delay to customers, and most importantly, it's a delay to you fulfilling potential that you have within your job role, within your organisation, within your scope of what value you can provide. Make sure you subscribe, because in the next video I'm going to talk about how organisations can build systems that replace software, or at least 10x what you get from your current software. And the concept is build versus buy. Instead, I want to think about how we can start to build smart systems owned by a company, created by a company, to build value, rather than renting space and systems on other pieces of software that you don't own. Imagine owning those things rather than renting them. Imagine them being incumbent value that allow you to do things completely differently in such a more efficient way than your competitors. It's pretty exciting. That's exactly what this channel is all about. So subscribe, hit that notifications, get ready for the next one. Thank you for coming along. And most importantly, if you've got any questions on anything I've talk through here, just drop it in the comments below, and I will do my best to help you answer any questions you have around smart systems integration and the opportunity that these systems powered by AI has in especially B2B organizations that revolve around emails, ERP systems and reporting. It is mind-blowing what we can do, what's available to do right now.